복수를 도우려고요. 한국에서 복수라 쉽지 않겠어요. 총도 없고.
Hello and welcome back to Actually Let's Talk About It with me, your host Lily, and today I will be reacting to episode. That was my face. It was just not it. Okay, I'm gonna try that again. We'll try it again. Okay then. Hello and welcome back to Actually Let's Talk About It with me, your host Lily, and today I will be reacting to episode 8 of TheGlory, the series on Netflix. This is the finale, if you will, of part 1 of TheGlory on Netflix until part 2 premieres in March. I believe it's March 10th when part 2 will come out. This will be like the mid-season finale, if you will, if it was like a show in the States. So we're going to see exactly what is going to happen with the characters on this episode, because I don't even have any inklings of what might occur, because a lot of times with K-dramas, it doesn't necessarily go the way you think it's going to go. And the writer in this series has been so genius so far, so I do not know exactly what to expect from her. So let's just get into it here, okay, and see what exactly is going to happen and which one of the bullies might get taken down in this episode, because we already got 2 of them. We already got 2 are down, and there's 4 of them left. So we're going to see. I want to see what's going on with the doctor as well, because the doctor, he is the wild card now. Now that we know what we know about him from episode 7, I don't know what to expect from his character. And so I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, but I'm hoping it works out in Dong-Hyun's favor. If anything else, that's all I'm hoping. I'm hoping the best for her in that regard. That doesn't excuse your behavior though, girl. What's crazy about her character, and I'm gonna try not to pause as often as I have been doing in the past on this last episode, but what's crazy about Homegirl is that she tries to use the excuse that, oh, my parents were poor and I just didn't want to be another one of their victims as well. That doesn't excuse you literally aiding and abetting in the physical and emotional abuse and the mental abuse of Dong-Hyun at all. I'm like, what's going on with her? I don't even understand what would make her think that any type of apology would be good enough for what she participated in. Because the fact is, even especially when you know better and you're still choosing to do the wrong thing, it makes you just as bad as the people who are doing the same wrong thing, because you know better. You know what's wrong. And now you're, all these years later, almost 20 years later, which is 2 decades. 2 decades later, now you want to be on your knees and try to get forgiveness from the person you knowingly harmed and you willingly harmed. Because now you're an adult and you don't want the truth she knows to get revealed to the people around you, to make you look like the monster that you are. This woman is bold, but the whole circle of bullies is exactly like her. So it's not surprising. But I just thought it was it's typical of somebody who is a bully and who now is older, and they know how it would look societally if you were to be found out for being a bully, but they're not sorry. Like Rihanna said in her song, Take a Bow, you're only sorry you got caught. You're only sorry, she's only sorry they're getting caught. And she knows that she's actively plotting against them now. So now she's scared of what she's going to do. What is she going to say that could ruin my life, that could ruin my reputation? Because that's all they care about. They don't care about the fact that they hurt her. They just care about the fact that now the pain that they caused her could be weaponized against them and make them look bad. And possibly cause them repercussions criminally in terms of prosecution and the law. Possibly. If there's no statute of limitations. I'm not sure about that in Korea, but yeah. We'll continue. Just like what she did. Oh, she's so easy to fall in line. What's not funny is his eye drops. If Dongyu really wanted to take revenge on him, she could just put something in his eye drops to mess up his eyes. But I don't think that's the type of revenge she won't on him. But like, it would be very simple to get that man, especially through the eye drops, if anybody had beef with him, especially because he's so horrible in general. Anywho, especially towards women, it really wouldn't take much to mess with your eye drops. That's all I'm saying. I'm throwing that out there. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because we always see him putting those eye drops in his eyes. And I'm not sure if somebody that don't like him, whether it be Dong-yoon or someone else, puts a little something, something, and then, let our imagination go from there. Oh, I love this. Oh, girl, you did what I wanted you to do for so long.
어떤 식으로든 네가 예솔이를 원한다면 네 편은 지금 나야. 박연진이 아니라. 네가 모르는 것 같아 알려주는데 나도 누군가의 딸이었거든.
Okay, so what he did against her was worse than what we've seen. Whatever it is that he was referring to, there was more to that rain scene than what we saw, obviously, because of the way she reacted. Obviously, because of the way she reacted, and also the way he reacted as well to her. Like, he knew that she was out for revenge. He knew that Dong-yoon was plotting on Yojin. Even though he claims to love this woman, he knew she was plotting, and he did not specifically care about that. The only thing he really cared about was Yisol. And in a very morbid way, possibly Dong-yoon as well. But I don't understand the fullness of what he did against Dong-yoon. Because I do know what we've seen in the last couple of episodes, but I don't know the full extent of their relationship in terms of high school, in terms of what he did in terms of bullying. So I think we're gonna see more either in this episode or in the other 8 episodes in March to expand on it, because it's a little different. It's a little bit different.
저번에 저녁 먹을 때 말했잖아. 아빠들 오는 날 있다고.
엄마 요즘 정신이 없어서 미안해.
Youngjin need to come correct, because you don't yell at Yisol at all. That's not what we're going to do. This is the Yisol Protection Squad, and we don't play about this young woman, this little girl right here. We don't play about this little girl right here. Why? Because she's precious and she's an innocent. And she ain't gonna be touched in this series. And you ain't gonna be yelling at her, I don't care if you're the biological mother or not, over her daddy coming to her school like her dad is supposed to. I already don't like Yeonjin at all. Don't like her at all. Don't like her at all. Wishing the worst for her. Praying on her downfall. In the name of Dong-yoon and her justice. But she's going to add being a bad mother as well on the list of all the offenses she's committed in her life. Ooh, she real bold. She got one more again to raise her voice at Yisol in a disrespectful manner. I'm about to come through the screen and give her a good one too.
같이 밥 먹자까진 재밌었거든요.
What does her husband do meeting up with her friend? How do y'all know each other?
근데 이건 상상도 못한
To meet privately without her fiance, without your wife, sir.
같은 그런 거 말입니까?
학교 폭력 같은 게 아니라 딱 그거죠.
Oh, she's spilling all the beans.
심하게.
Oh, wow. She being sold out by her own friend group. There is really no allies. Like they said, there's no kinship amongst evil people. They're just there by circumstance and situations. But at any point, evil people will turn on other evil people if it means saving themselves from accountability. And this is what's happening. She is turning on her. She is folding like a house of freaking cards. And she is not caring about the fact that now her husband is going to know all this information. Wow. Yeonjin better count her days.
그러면 제가 이런 얘기 다 해드렸다고 얘기 좀 해주실래요? 꼭이야.
She's like, I want her to know I did my job well. The doctor? Y'all, this is the same man. Episode 7. We thought he was a walking green flag. Harmless, wonderful, morally upright character through and through and through. Just to find out in episode 7, because of a traumatic event that happened with his father, basically his father's patient killing his father, he now fantasizes about killing the man who killed his father. And he has an extensive knife collection. And he vowed to be Dong-yoon's executioner. What are the chances of this man being in the park made by Yeonjin's husband? It's not a coincidence, y'all. It's planned. This man is situating himself right here at that exact moment. I don't even know what's going to happen now. This is good.
총은 멀리서도 쏠 수 있지만 칼은 근거리까지 가야 하거든요. 상대방의 눈동자 속에 내 눈동자가 비치는 그 거리까지 가서.
My man. I'ma stick beside him. I'ma stick beside him because you know what? I'm gonna stick beside him because at the end of the day, he's gonna get Dong-yoon what she needs, and that's justice. Does he have a very interesting way of carrying it out? Yes, but sometimes you gotta get creative. When the law doesn't work the way it's supposed to and lets evil people run free. So, this is hypotheticals. Still, the fact that the law will penalize victims for taking revenge on the perpetrators of violence against them and allow those perpetrators to walk free instead of protecting the victims from the perpetrators in the first place is complete and utter insanity, and that needs to change. But the way this man is talking, he's talking like he got a knife on him right now. And that he might just gank Yeonjin's husband right in that park. And he's a doctor, so he could gank him and make it look like an accident, and nobody would be the wiser. That's all I'm saying. And I hope that Yeonjin's husband picks up on the vibe that he's giving out right now and realizes that he's working with Dong-yoon sooner rather than later.
내가 하는 농담, 내 조건 다 좋아하잖아. 그러니까 열지 말아야 할 상자는 열지 말라.
Is she trying to threaten him? Because that's what it seems like. Like Yeonjin is trying to say, well, you chose me, so now you have to stand beside me because we have 12 years in and I'm not letting you go. And I'm not letting you leave me. That's kind of what it seems like she's trying to say here. And she's trying to say, well, if you had an issue or if you weren't smart enough to look into who I was before we got married, you're kind of stuck with me now. That's what it seems like she's saying. And she's very much wrong in her way of thinking here. If she thinks that just because I bet you've been with somebody for 12 years, there have been people who have been with people for 20 years and have left them for less serious things than what she's guilty of doing. And then on top of that, trying to say you shouldn't open a box that should remain closed. She's insane. The fact is, you shouldn't have been doing the wrong in high school, and then we wouldn't have a box, and then we wouldn't have your little daughter in harm's way potentially, or in the crossfire, the crosshairs of harm's way because of your actions that are basically the bad seeds you sown are coming up to harvest and the reaping is going to be swift and possibly deadly for you. Like, she's not trying to take any type of accountability. And I'm like, she wants her husband to trust her, even though she's basically proven to him with her words that everything that he's heard is true. She's a fool.
나 오빠 사랑해.
Oh my god.
나 예술이 아빠 시켜줘. 이참에 남편
Oh, sir, she's not gonna leave her husband for you.
형 사랑하네. 사랑하고 있었어.
He's not. Yeah, told him. I said it. She's not gonna leave him because she really does love that man, and she really does not want to lose him.
사실 요즘 난 연진아.
If I was Dong-yoon, I wouldn't care. Her mom is not worthy of being called a mother. Any parent who would take money over defending their child deserves no good things.
32사예요. 보통 비번은 누군가의 생일, 첫 만남, 차번호 같은 걸로 유추가 되는데 그 번호는 유추가 안 돼서요.
It's the man's prison number, isn't it?
질문을 바꿀 생각은 없어요?
I'm smart. Look at me, being a genius.
100번, 1000번 사죄해도 제 죄가 사라지지 않는다는 건 압니다. 돌이킬 수 없다는 것도 압니다.
This man, prisoner 3724, the passcode to her son's home, the one who has been sending her son very graphic and detailed letters involving him murdering his father, dares to lie in the wife's of his victim's face and say that he's sorry. And he knows that no form of apology, no matter how many times he does it, will change the outcome of what he did. He has the audacity to lie and act like he's been reformed when he's sending her son those type of letters. This man is something else. Oh, she might get killed by her. She keep grabbing on her hair like that. You know this woman will do anything to survive.
아니요, 아빠한테서도 죽음을 공모한 엄마한테서도.
Sometimes, even if it is the right thing, even if it is self-defense, it can have legal ramifications.
근데 진짜 기대는 것도 그거라. 그 영향력이요.
Dong-yoon girl, I'm here for you.
나한테 생각합니다.
왜요?
피해자라고 주장할 것 같아서.
Oh, she's trying to break into her place?
불법인데.
합법이면 이건 안 되죠.
Yeonjin, you're not the smartest in... You're just not the smartest here. Yeah, you did.
이 쌍년은 나를 시키는 게 아니라 그때 그냥 죽여버렸어야 돼.
Well, we already know you got murderous tendencies, Yeonjin. He's gonna autopsy the body again. What is even left of the body? Is it still preserved? Does it stay in What? There's nothing there. Yep. Yep. Because now he knows everything Dong-yoon told him is true. his wife is most definitely guilty. Wow, I'm like, Dong-yoon has her ducks in a row. She has her ducks in a row. She knew that young Jin could not resist finding out more information, specifically where she lived. And she knew she would try to find a way in to the apartment that she was staying at. She also knew after she talked with her husband, tell him exactly where his wife is going to be. And that's where he found her. And then we have the matter of the doctor going in just to see if he could autopsy the body of So-hee. And her body is gone. There's no body. So we need to figure out who took the body. And I'm pretty sure it had to do with Yeonjin's mother that took the body, so that her daughter, because I know that there was evidence that her daughter was guilty of the murder on that body. So not only did So-hee's parents want her body to stay in the morgue, someone took it out and made sure that they did whatever they did, whether they cremated her, to where there wouldn't be any physical evidence of what happened, which is insane. And so now we got to go into who did that and what's the next steps in terms of making sure that the parties guilty for that murder are found guilty. And then we have Dong-yoon's and our girl who has been doing all the investigation for Dong-yoon, and she has to make the decision whether she wants her daughter to study abroad and for Dong-yoon to help her kill her husband, or if she wants to, I guess, not go further than that and just have the money and try to be a family with that abusive husband. I don't know how that's going to go, because if she wants her husband gone, she's going to have to be willing to give up her daughter, because her daughter can't be around when they're doing that plot against her husband. But yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how it's going to go. The bullies they've been turning on each other the entire time, but they're really in desperation mode now, especially now that they're finding out that the things that they want for themselves aren't going to be attainable if people find out about what they did to Dong-yoon in high school. So they will definitely be turning on each other in these upcoming episodes in March. And then we're going to see what Dong-yoon and the doctor find out about So-hee, because that alone can take down Yeonjin for forever. It would be obstruction of justice. Her mother could be implicated. The chief of police could be implicated in that. Hiding evidence. A lot of things could be implicated if they figure out where exactly the body of So-hee is, or where they put her body, where they buried it. If they figure out who and where and when and why, all of them could go down, specifically Yeonjin and her mother and that police chief and anybody else who was working with them could go down off of that. So I'm really interested to see where episodes 9 through 16 will take us in March, on March 10th. And I will be back here on my channel to do that. So, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for y'all staying and rocking with it through this whole entire reaction to part 1 of TheGlory on Netflix. It has been a ride. It has been a lot to process, a lot of things that were brought up with this show. It's starting a lot of good conversations from what I'm seeing on TikTok and Twitter, and that is a good thing. And I will be back here for part 2. I'm still trying to decide which show I will be reacting to after this, because I want to keep in with the K-dramas, because there's been a lot of good ones. I am leaning more towards Weak, Hero Class 1, and also Reborn Rich to be reacting to next after this here video. So look out for that on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe and to leave a comment with what you think is going to happen in between episodes 9 through 16 in part 2 of TheGlory. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.